What if the most important chapters of human history aren't in our textbooks, but locked away, deliberately forgotten? Mainstream history presents a tidy timeline: cause, effect, progress. But what happens when we uncover fragments that don't just fail to fit, but threaten to fracture the entire story? Today, we examine 3 discoveries so disruptive they've been pushed to the outer edges of academic discussion. To be clear, these are not minor mysteries. They belong to what researchers often call the forbidden tier. The criteria are strict. First, the discovery involves physical evidence, not legend alone. Second, it challenges a foundational historical assumption. And third, there is a documented pattern of dismissal, neglect, or controversy surrounding it. These findings aren't simply lost to time. In many cases, they are exiled. So, let's begin our descent into the vault. Number 3. The Baghdad Battery. Power in the past. In the collections of the National Museum of Iraq rests a simple clay vessel dated to roughly 2,000 years ago. Inside, a copper cylinder and an iron rod. Modern experiments suggest that when filled with a mild acidic liquid, such as vinegar, this configuration can produce a small electrical charge. Discovered in 1936, the object was initially catalogued as a ceremonial container, yet its structure closely resembles a basic electrochemical cell. The implication, if functional, is unsettling: electroplating, or localized medical application, long before electricity appears in the historical record. Mainstream archaeology does acknowledge the possibility of electrical output, but emphasizes the absence of corroborating infrastructure. No wires, no tools, no documented use. So it remains classified as a curiosity. But consider this: if organic materials decay and only durable components survive, how many simpler devices would leave no trace at all? The first principle of forbidden archaeology: absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Number 2. The London Hammer, a tool out of time. In 1934, near London, Texas, a hammer was discovered partially embedded in stone. The wooden handle mineralized, the metal head encased in hardened rock. Some early claims suggested the surrounding material was millions of years old. If true, that would place a manufactured tool far outside the accepted timeline of human existence. The artifact became classified as an OOPAT, an out-of-place artifact. The prevailing explanation today is far more conservative: a 19th century hammer gradually encased by mineral-rich deposits, a process known, though rare, to occur under specific conditions. Yet questions remain: the degree of mineralization, the preservation state of the handle, the exact geological process involved. Debate persists not because the explanation is impossible, but because it was accepted faster than it was thoroughly tested. The second principle of forbidden archaeology: a convenient explanation often ends an investigation before all questions are asked. Number 1. The Dropa stones, a message from the mountains. This is the most controversial case, and the most difficult to verify. In the late 1930s, reports emerged of small skeletons found in remote mountain caves near the Tibetan border. Alongside them, hundreds of stone discs, each disc etched with a fine spiral groove covered with microscopic markings. Decades later, a translation was claimed by independent researchers. The text allegedly described beings that arrived from the sky, suffered a crash, and took refuge among the mountains. No peer-reviewed translation exists. The original artifacts cannot be independently examined, and official records are fragmentary or missing entirely. Mainstream academia classifies the account as a layered myth, possibly originating from later fictional sources. Yet, the absence of primary evidence today does not erase the historical trail of reports, citations, and sudden silence, which leads us to the third and most important principle. The most effective way to bury a discovery is not to destroy it, to ensure no credible institution will risk being associated with it. A battery before batteries, a hammer before humans, according to early claims, a record of visitors according to disputed translations. Coincidences? Misinterpretations? Or fragments of a narrative we're not yet equipped to evaluate? The purpose of this channel isn't to give you answers, but to restore the questions that quietly disappeared from the conversation. This is only the surface. What lies beneath is far stranger. Subscribe, and let's keep digging.